Hey everybody, this is Kevin over at BibleOneness.com. I'm just real briefly going to talk about the need for understanding. We're living in dire times, and we're living in times where there's so much information and talking heads and messages that's being pointed and aimed at us these days that it's very important, extremely important that we be people of understanding and have clarity about about the world in which we live and about the nature of the world in which we live and about our relationship with Christ. I've been going through the book of Proverbs for the last couple of days, and one easy way that I've been using to go through the book of the Bible is by listening to it as opposed to reading it. Reading is very important still, but for me at this point, and for you, this may be an option that you may not have thought of, that may be easier for you to implement in your life. But but listening to the Bible helps puts things in perspective and helps you absorb it a lot easier too. So I've been listening to the book of Proverbs for the last couple of days, going through it, and um, and one thing that is prevalent throughout the book, the theme is that um, you know through knowledge you get understanding. Well, knowledge is the foundation. Then you have to understand that knowledge. And then then after understanding the knowledge foundation that you apply it rightly, which is wisdom. So it talks about how precious knowledge and understanding and wisdom is in these days. Just period. So as specifically in these days, it's important that we be people of understanding and wisdom and wise in our choices, and this will help you to stop repeating the same mistakes. Because I've been questioning God lately about, I feel like I'm going in circles on a lot of things in my life, and you cannot get over the hurdle with the same amount of knowledge that got you to that hurdle. So you always have to be growing and progressing in your knowledge base, and then also in your comprehension or understanding of that knowledge base. And then that will help you make right decisions. So that will help you be wise in your decision making process. So I've been going through this for a while, and um, it speaks to it speaks to the urgency, the importance, the level of um, emphasis that that God the Father places on being a person of understanding. And one verse in particular that kind of stuck out to me as I was going through the verses was I've been thinking a lot about relationships too, and I know a lot of us focus on relationships a lot. It's very important. We are relational beings, and I was looking at first. It brought me back to the story of First Samuel 25:3, talking about one of David's wives, Abigail, and how now the name of the man was Nabal, and now this was an evil man in which David was doing favors for by guarding his estate uh, on the outline of his estate from enemies. And Nabal was an evil, mean man, but he had a good wife, and the name of the wife was Abigail, and she was a woman of good understanding and the end of beautiful countenance. So not only was she pretty, but she was of good understanding. She wasn't a silly woman, as is pointed out later on in the Gospels, talking about silly women. But she was a good woman of good understanding, and she knew how to handle Nabal, the mean, evil man, her husband, and she knew how to handle the affairs of the estate, and she knew how to mediate between David, who was going to kill Nabal, and the evil man. But that just sticks out. That's just one example of what a person of good understanding can do, and how they can always come out ahead, and they can always stay out of trouble. And the book of Proverbs talking about somebody who has clarity, somebody who's able to see, somebody who has understanding and knowledge and is wise, are able to see ahead, and are able to remove themselves from coming calamities and tragedies. coming evils that most people don't see. The masses are kept in darkness. The evil one has placed his scales over the eyes of the masses, and he will do it to you if you allow him to. So this is why we stay in the face of God. We seek God. We stay on our knees before God. We yearn and we listen for His voice. And in doing all that, we grow in our knowledge, and we grow in our understanding of the knowledge that we accumulate, and we're able to achieve some level of wisdom. And Solomon was another great example of somebody who sought wisdom, and in his wisdom, he gained riches, he made right decisions. But even in all his understanding of wisdom, he still wasn't wise enough to just have one wife. I don't get it. But anyway, this is Kevin at BibleWellness.com. Hopefully, these are words of encouragement, and I just take these 6, 7, 8 minutes out of your day just to sit and ponder for a minute as you go on and do your daily business, your chores, your errands. So this is Kevin at BibleWellness.com, just speaking to the need, the urgency, the level of emphasis that is placed on the need for wise counsel and people out there who have understanding and can see clearly. They have clarity in their seeing. They have eyes to see and ears to hear, and they are not sleepwalking. They are not zombies, but they are awake, sober, uh, waiting on the return of Jesus Christ for His beautiful bride without spot or blemish. So with that, this is Kevin at BibleWellness.com. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter in the right-hand margin of the BibleWellness.com website. Look forward to talking to you guys later on.